Wow, it's been a while since I've done a breast cancer in me video, but I feel like I want to share something fairly significant today. So it is the 10th of May, 2023. So just to put this in perspective, I was diagnosed in February of 2020. So we're 3 years later. So my physical appearance has been great, but my physical function has required a lot of work. And this is a part of cancer and cancer survivorship that a lot of people don't realize is going to happen. The amount of effort that our body has to go through to heal. So like a lot of people, and particularly a lot of health professionals, I've done research and I've read about the importance of exercise throughout my cancer journey. Yet every time I have tried to engage in exercise or new patterns of movement, I have had flare-ups that have been incredibly disabling. I've had low back pain. I've had my shoulders still don't work properly after the amputation surgery. My shoulders, we know if you go back and watch these videos, were problematic at the point when I had the lumpectomies. My shoulders still have not fully recovered. Now I am building strength in other parts of my body. I am at a point where I can do a fairly strong hatha yoga class once a week, and I can do a 20-minute yoga movement session called the Magic 10, and I can do that pretty much daily. I can now walk without eliciting a migraine. I do need to be careful. If I get my heart rate up to about 120 beats per minute, it will produce a migraine that could last for 4 days. So every time I have tried to get back into some sort of movement, it has been met with incredible resistance from within my body. Now, as a 50-year-old woman who has now been perimenopausal, menopausal, cancer menopausal, all of the menopausal things, cardiovascular fitness and strength in my bones and my muscles is incredibly important. We as women, if we continue to allow our bodies to decondition, as has happened for me over the last 3 years, we will end up with other health concerns. We'll end up with brittle bones. We'll end up with decreasing muscle mass. We'll end up with all sorts of other endocrine disorders and problems. And guess what? Our mental health will start to deteriorate as well. So I know as a woman in her 50s that cardiovascular fitness and strength fitness is really important. But my frustration has been every time I've tried to start something, it has been met with almost this, where I've just gone. Now, the good news is we have these incredible people in our world called Women's Health Physiotherapists, and I have had the absolute pleasure of working with 2 since 2020. And the Women's Health Physio that I'm working with at the moment sat me down this last week because we got some of my other inflammation issues settled down. We're still working on some of my gut issues, but it got to the point where medical specialists were saying there is no reason why you can't be doing more with your joints and more with your body within your pain threshold, which is a terrible thing to say to me because I'm so used to ignoring my pain threshold. Anywho, I love to swim and I love being in the beach, and I have not felt safe to swim or safe to be in the surf because I don't trust the strength of my body. So now I've got a goal to work on with my physiotherapist, apart from the fact that it's winter here in Australia and who wants to be swimming outside? Not me. So in her wisdom, she suggested that I needed to go to an aqua aerobics class. Now I nearly fell off my chair because to me, that is for old ladies who can't do anything else, who probably got bussed in from the nursing home. But when she explained to me why she wanted me to do an aqua aerobics class, she's actually very clever. And this is why we need health professionals in our world who can hack our smarts. So what tends to happen to me when I do hydrotherapy, which I've done over the time for many years, I get bored. I get so bored with hydrotherapy exercises. You go to the hydrotherapy pool, you do your exercises, you feel like an idiot. You feel like an idiot, you get out of the pool, it's freezing cold, you don't want to go back again. So she knew that I wasn't going to keep doing that, especially in winter. The other thing that tends to happen for me as a rehabilitation professional is when I go to a hydrotherapy pool, I tend to collect all the other people who are doing their hydrotherapy programs. And then I tend to look after everybody else in the pool. Now, that makes me feel good because it makes me feel like I'm being needed. But what that doesn't do for me is give me permission to work on myself. It stops me from being connected to myself because I'm so connected to everyone else. So she said, no, we can't have you doing that because you need to go to your own therapy. And I went, ugh. So then she suggested I also needed to learn different movement patterns and stop anticipating the pain that was going to turn up with my body, which meant I needed somebody else to be leading me, telling me what to do and giving me the opportunity to just practice different movements without the anticipatory anxiety of, oh my God, that usually hurts. So aqua aerobics it was for me today. Now, the other thing she beautifully did was she let me know I'm going to be tired. She let me know I'm going to be sore. She let me know I can only do one session a week. That's important because I enjoyed it so much today. I want to go back tomorrow, but one session a week. Now, because I knew I was going to be tired, I could plan for that. So my afternoon after class today has been really low energy output. And because I knew I was going to be sore, I could plan for that. But the super exciting thing that I wanted to share today is that I feel sore because I've done a workout, not sore because I'm managing an injury or an illness or post-operative. So these are the tiny little steps that we get to take along the way in our recovery. 3 years, people. I've been doing this for 3 years since diagnosis. I expected this would be done and dusted by the end of 2020. Permission for this to take as long as it needs to take.